Blue 42! Blue 42! Hut! Hike!
This is The Game Managers on WJLX 101.5, America's one and only sports talk show. Breaking down college football's biggest games, latest news, and greatest moments. Are you ready? Because it starts right now.
All right, merry day after Christmas. We are here bright and early, 8 a.m. here. Though you're hearing this tonight from Jasper High School, and I'm Nick Norris, Patrick Hanna with me. Patrick, what are we doing out here today?
This is the favorite practice, and I put an emphasis on favorite practice for our wrestlers. This is the day after Christmas run for weight checks.
Ooh.
So we actually got some footage that we'll air later on where they have started their run. They left from the back of the school. They're running down the hill, and then they're shooting across to the practice field, and they're going to run a lap around the track there, and then they're going to take the hill down to Gamble Park, run around there. They'll meet Coach Morgan, get a water, and then they'll do the same path coming back here to the school, and they have to return with the bottle of water and all, because we don't litter.
That's good.
And all in
That's
that
good.
aspect. So we're teaching them in responsibility, environmental friendly. And so once they finish the run, then we've got a biscuit and stuff that we'll be able to feed them and all breakfast. And normally we practice afterwards, but we've had a lot of sickness and stuff going on. So we're just kind of getting a run in, check weight, and then we'll hit practice back up on Monday as we're getting ready for region duels.
Okay, yeah. Well, we're going to talk more about wrestling today as well with Jasper High. We're going to get Coach Otis and Coach Morgan and some of the wrestlers out here with us. But, Patrick, this is the last episode of 2025, and we are not just a Jasper High wrestling show.
That's right.
We do talk about some other things as well. We're going to break down the college football playoff games, the ones coming up, talk about the NFL slate, the games we had yesterday. Yeah. Some of the bowl games going on, take a peek at our Bowl Mania, so who's in the lead right now. I'm not doing very well.
I'm not doing very well either.
And but before we get into all that, Patrick, how was your Christmas this year?
Man, it was great. It was great. And, we've had some sickness kind of going on within our family, just like a lot of other people has had. But it was great. It was great being able to see our kids, being able to get Christmas gifts, and we were able to kind of go out and serve as well. So it was really, really good. How about yours? You went up to Chicago. How was the weather?
Yes. Oh, man, it was cold. 13 degrees at its coldest. Felt like 9, I think, at one point with the wind chill there. And obviously Chicago's windy. It was cold. But, man, what worse than the cold was having to bundle up to go outside and then going into a restaurant or a store and it being hot. And then having to take 5 layers off to walk around for 45 seconds, put them all back on to walk around for, 4 minutes or whatever. That was a lot of on off with the jackets, but man,
so you got to actually experience the cold weather that's supposed to be with Christmas, not the tropical aspect like we were having here.
Yeah, 70 degrees in my house yesterday.
Yeah,
we didn't get back in time for actual Christmas, and yes, it was pretty warm.
Yeah, because I'm in shorts and a t-shirt and stuff, and so it's crazy that we're still wearing this in December.
Yeah, we had a outdoor Christmas. We were on a back porch and just hung out and. There wasn't much hot chocolate or anything going on. Just too hot. So but it was actually nice. We got some kids running right now. We actually nearly gotten like the hot tub. We're like, we'll wait it out. But.
See, that's the thing. If I had access to one, I'd be doing that. Because when's the other time you're going to be able to do that?
Well, it's too hot, man. It's too hot for the hot tub. I was like, I see the pool.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good pool, but it was great, man.
This would be the time to do the polar plunge.
Yeah,
it'd be easy to do.
It would be. Probably feel nice.
Yes.
But it wasn't nice for some of our NFL teams, particularly Detroit Lions. Eliminated last night after their loss, joining a number of eliminated teams. And Patrick, I think an episode or two ago you said, you were like, this feels like the most teams eliminated at this point. And you were right. Last week was the record set for most teams eliminated by week 16. We're now on week 17. And we're already starting with another one. So the Lions joined the Cardinals, Saints, Titans, Raiders, Commanders, Falcons, Jets, Browns, Bengals, Chiefs, Vikings, Dolphins, Cowboys, and of course now the Lions. So we have a long list of eliminated teams. We're probably going to see some more eliminated this weekend.
Yeah, we're going to see I really think we're going to have the playoff picture all sewn up.
Yeah.
And then I think week 18, you're going to see a lot of backups get a lot of playing time.
Yeah, there'll be some playing for at that point more for one seeds.
Yeah,
as opposed to
playing for one seeds, and for a lot of the backups, it's am I going to have a contract next year?
Yeah.
That's what they're going to be looking at. And I think a lot of people were surprised by the Chiefs, but I think more people, like I was telling you, I'm just blown away by the Lions because, in all actuality, that's a Super Bowl matchup, Lions and Chiefs, that a lot of people had going into it.
On paper, before a few weeks ago, that was a guaranteed hit of a game. But no, ended up being two teams that now neither are going to be in the playoffs. We're very likely this weekend to see the Ravens possibly join. They have the best odds of being eliminated. Now it's not for certain. If they win and Steelers lose, then they have maybe a shot. They'll control their own destiny once again and have a chance to beat the Steelers to take it. But if they lose or if the Steelers win, either one, they are out. And I think Tampa Bay may be in that same situation.
Yeah, that's why I say Tampa Bay's in the same situation.
I think them and the Panthers both are in that same situation.
And with the Lions, it just goes to show you how important those two coordinators were that got head coaching job.
Yes.
It just shows how important they were to the stability there.
There, you got some guys getting older. Now you're going to have to look at some contracts too. It's, we had, not necessarily we, but the media and stuff had been saying, last year was maybe the end of the Lions playoff window. Kind of feels like that might actually be the case. I'm never going to doubt Dan Campbell not to be able to reload and figure out another, open up another window, but think there's going to be some big changes coming up, and I don't know. My fiance is a relatively new Lions fan. She started following them in like 2021, so she hasn't experienced the generational heartbreak that Lions fans have. So last night she was like, "I can't believe we didn't make it," and I was like, "You haven't been around long enough.
you hadn't seen the winless years.
Yeah, like we did. Yeah. So it's but she's a big Dan Campbell fan. She just thinks that. Which I am too, but she just likes how emotional he gets,
Yeah.
And it is inspiring. I really do like Dan Campbell.
Because like Dan Campbell is kind of like how Dan Quinn is for a lot of people. He's just that coach that you would just love to play for, that you die out there on the field for. And I think his job's going to be safe. I think he's just going to.
He's fine.
Yeah, he's just going to have to reshuffle some coordinators and maybe some position coaches. Now, where he went with his offensive coordinator, I probably wouldn't have gone there. I was thinking it was going to be Mark Brunell, the quarterback coach.
Yeah.
That's who I thought was going to end up at that position. Now, the defense, I would have gone that direction. But, it's just very frustrating. I mean, you bring everybody back. You really didn't lose any pieces. I know Aiden Hutchinson was out with injury, but you were still dominating on defense. Your offense just wasn't being able to match that tempo. They weren't able to match that, motivation.
And I think it's kind of clear that he doesn't have faith in his offensive coordinator. He took play calling duties away from him in late October, early November.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a few weeks now. He's been calling the shots. But at that point, a lot of it was already too far gone. Last night's loss was bad, though. I mean, you lose to a Patrick Mahomes-less Chiefs that have nothing to play for. That was a pretty tough one. Tough one to lose. Now, the week before, against the Steelers, that was a great game, both sides. It could have went literally either way.
And a lot of people won't say controversy, but that was technically the correct call.
Sure.
I looked it up.
Yeah.
Looked it up on the rule things because I'm like, it can't not end that way.
Yeah.
But I looked it up, and in the rules, it does say.
And if you want to change the rules, feel free to. That's fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, they can't change them on the field.
No.
And I think even if that call wouldn't have stood, the field progression had been stopped.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I think there was too much working against that play for it. Obviously, I'm biased, but I just think there was too much working against it for that to have worked. And I don't know that it would have ended up really making a difference anyway, because I think there's a good chance the Lions would have been eliminated regardless.
But you want to know what that game also did? It clinched Mike Tomlin another winning season.
It did. 19 for him, 22 in a row. And of course, Steelers hoping for a Ravens loss this weekend. Now, currently, Lamar Jackson is listed as a doubtful. And that's good news for the Steelers. Really bad news for the Ravens, who are going to face the Packers. And that's going to be a real tough matchup.
Yeah, that's going to be a very, very tough matchup. And
I mean, the Packers have been pretty dominant. They beat the Steelers. They beat the Eagles. They swept the state of Pennsylvania. They are a threatening team, and
they're peaking at the right time because towards the middle of the year, a lot of people were wondering if LaFleur has lost the locker room because there has been ties that if Atlanta made a change, if he would end up going to the Falcons.
yeah,
But it's hard when you're at a legacy place like Green Bay.
Yeah.
That if you don't make the playoffs or if you don't get that playoff win in the wild card or divisional round, you're constantly going to be on the hot seat.
Yeah.
Just like Jerry Jones does with the Cowboys.
Right.
But I like him, and
Me too.
he's been a winner as well. I mean, I think he's only maybe had one or two technical losing seasons in Green Bay, but it's when he was transitioning from one quarterback to the other, from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love. And I think the progression that he's done with Jordan Love has been
Oh yeah, yeah. I watched him live tear up the Steelers, and man, he was something to see. He's a great quarterback, and it was even cooler to see him in person. Now we talked about some other teams facing possible elimination. The Colts, they lose, they are out. So I am pulling hard for Philip Rivers this week.
Man.
They need to win, and I believe they need the Texans to lose. Or
the Texans to lose.
And then so they're in the same situation, short as the Ravens, and then the Bucks also in the same situation. They need the Panthers to lose and for them to win to have a chance of surviving as well.
Philip Rivers' statistics coming in and stuff in that second game. A lot of people thought, oh, it's the first game. He's getting, the adrenaline stuff. But he's still backing up those numbers. I mean,
322 yards last week, 2 touchdowns. He had a pick, but 97 QBR, and man, that's some good numbers.
He even had a rush yard.
Yeah.
Pawpaw still got legs going too.
Well, that's been a bet everybody's been having every week. Will he have over 0.5 yards?
And see, they gone back putting Mike and stuff on him. I saw some clips and stuff of it, and he's like, "Oh, I stopped you. He says, "Yeah, but I'm 40-something. I still got a yard." And all. So
that Colts midnight jersey in any other context, I think is so ugly. But I want it just the Rivers one because that's gonna be such a deep cut in like 20 years.
Yes.
So like, where's that from? What jersey is that? I really want that one. But yeah, I'm pulling for Philip Rivers, and I'm hoping they win and the Texans lose so they can have a shot.
Yeah,
I just want them to have a shot.
I want them to keep on playing.
Yeah, I do too. But we're gonna keep up with the NFL. We're gonna talk more about the actual games later in the episode. Maybe talk a little bit more about Philip Rivers and Lamar Jackson, what those odds look like if they are to lose. But we are going to talk some college too. Now, Notre Dame coach Marcus Freeman, he is allegedly, according to Yahoo Sports, taking 2 weeks to look into some NFL job offerings, most particularly the Giants. Taking some time to look into those. That is all the information that is out there. It is staying tight-lipped. The Giants have quietly sort of leaked to the public, it seems, or to the press, that they are interested very much so in Marcus Freeman. Marcus Freeman, not denying anything, and his actual representatives, have said that he's going to take some time to look at it.
Yeah.
To me, makes him opting out of a bowl game look even worse.
It does.
In my opinion. Because it's like, well, you quit the bowl game, but was this really just against some other coaches? It wasn't. I don't believe that was the case, but it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good, and for me, he would be a better fit because right now there's only 2 openings. You got the Giants and Titans. I don't see him really fitting in with the Titans.
No, I don't see anybody fitting in with the Titans.
Yeah, I don't either. I mean, he's got the personality that can really handle the New York media.
Yeah.
And he's a northern guy in that aspect, and so I really think he could bring some life into it, but he's going to have to be really, really smart in surrounding himself with some NFL experience to be able to make this rebuild work. He's got the energy, he's got the presence, but you don't really have that knowledge and experience in the NFL because we've seen previous guys that are successful.
Urban Meyer.
Yeah. Nick Saban is another one that did not make that transition. Chip Kelly was successful in college. That's another one that just did not do well. I mean, there's very few and far between with John Harbaugh and not John. Is it John? Jim. Yeah, Jim Harbaugh and Pete Carroll are really the only 2 of the modern day that has had that successful job in that regards. But they surrounded themselves with good people that had the NFL experience to be able to help make that transition possible. And so that's going to be the key. Would I take if it was me? I would if I'm done with the portal.
Yeah.
If I'm done with, because
You can sign these guys.
yeah,
then you have
because
control.
yeah, and you have control over them. But the thing that I feel that is going to be a problem with him is he's going to see this as an out that he can take, so that way he doesn't have to constantly hear, well, if you went to a conference, you'd be able to make,
Right.
and all. So that's going to be the thing there. And then the thing you got to watch, Notre Dame's going to be open, and you know who their number one person they're going to make a contact with, and they could probably say third time the charm, they're going to make a play for Urban Meyer. You can watch and see.
Yeah, I think that one he would have to really consider.
I think so too,
Yeah.
because
He's not going back. Nobody's going to want him in the NFL.
No.
But he's not going back to anybody that's not below Ohio State. They have to be on par, or and Notre Dame is not a better job than Ohio State, but it's about on par. Especially when you control your own schedule completely.
Yes,
Yeah.
And he can continue to pad those stats for him to get a Hall of Fame pick.
That's right. Well, we are right around the 15-minute mark, so we are going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to look at those college football playoff games coming up on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Excited about those. Take a peek at those. And then later in the episode, going to talk to some Jasper High wrestling coaches and wrestlers. So looking forward to that as well. They are running around here as we speak. We don't see them, but I'm sure they are huffing and puffing already.
Probably about right now, they're probably getting close to Gamble Park.
Okay, and they're probably getting close to tasting some of that Christmas ham for today here in 20 minutes.
Yeah. We might see some of it on the track too, so you never know.
All right, we'll be right back in just a moment.
Hey guys, this is Ashley Anthony coming to you from North Country Ford in beautiful Arab in Jasper, Alabama. Guys, I know you just heard my better half say that there's a big competition. Well, let me tell you what team you want to be part of. You want to be part of Ashley's Ford team. The number one selling truck in the world is the Ford F-150, and the number one place to buy your vehicle is from Ashley. Make sure you ask for Ashley's team. Guys, don't listen to what he said. I'll give you the biggest discounts, the most money for your trade, and the best buying experience you ever had. Y'all come make the short drive to Arab or Jasper, Alabama, and I promise you'll be glad you did. Make sure that you ask for Ashley's team, because that's the winning team. Nobody wants to be on my better half's losing team, right? Y'all make the short drive to Arab or Jasper, Alabama, where I promise you'll drive a little and save a lot. Or check us out on the web at northalabamacars.com. And as he says, but I say it better, I'll see you soon.
Hello, folks. This is Greg Anson with North Country Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in beautiful Arab and Jasper, Alabama, bringing you the biggest competition between the Chrysler store and the Ford store all year long. Our teams are teaming up to save you thousands of dollars. We've actually put the teams together, and they're in a competition to see who brings home the trophy. So in conjunction with the Chrysler Wrap Up the Year sales event, we are giving the biggest discounts of the year. It is our Wrapping Up the Year sales event, and the only way that we're going to win this competition against Ford is if you show up to save the thousands of dollars. Top dollar for your trade at 0% financing and the lowest payments possible. For instance, a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee discounted over $12,000, driving home for $29,999. Used cars as low as only $49,999. That's the kind of savings that you're going to get when you buy from the Chrysler store at North Country Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Arab and Jasper. Check us out on the web at northalabamacars.com. I'll see you soon.
You're listening to The Game Managers on WJLX 101.5.
Welcome back to The Game Managers, and some of our wrestlers are making their way back in now. You may see some of them running past the camera through our door here in just a few moments. But Patrick, we got to talk about some of these playoff matchups we got in the college football playoff.
That's right.
Our first one and our only one on New Year's Eve is going to be number 10 Miami, number 2 Ohio State. 11-2 Hurricanes versus the 12-1 Buckeyes. And, of course, that Buckeye one loss coming to Indiana is going to be in the Rose Bowl facing Alabama the next day. Guess we can catch at 6:30, so watch the game, and then we'll have the ball drop after if you want to flip the channel. Should be lining up pretty perfectly there. ESPN matchup predictor gives Ohio State a 70.5% chance to beat Miami. It looks like the Hurricanes, the Hurricanes are a 9.5 point underdog. You don't like this matchup for Miami either?
I don't. I think Ohio State's got something to prove here. With that loss to Indiana, they're wanting a rematch,
Yeah.
and so I think Ohio State handles this one. There's only really one upset that I see in this round of the playoffs, and I'll kind of give you that one when we get to it. And it may surprise some people, but I really have faith. I really do.
Yeah. I like the Buckeyes in this one as well. They have been so dominant the entire year. I mean, I thought the entire season it's theirs to lose. And I think it still is. You know, Indiana, it's a great story. I like Indiana, the Hoosiers, a lot.
Mm-hmm.
How far are they going to go in the playoffs? I have no idea. But I think the Ohio State should go all the way to the national championship, and I think that they will. So I also like this one for Ohio State. I just don't think that Miami's going to be able to keep up after halftime.
Yeah.
And I think that Ohio State is going to run away with it a little bit close to the end of the third quarter. Now, I don't necessarily think it's going to be a blowout, but I do think that it's going to get away from them in a way they're not able to catch back up to. And for a game of this caliber, maybe that's 2 scores.
And Ohio State defense is just nasty. It's nasty, man.
It is. I mean, they have the best player in the country on defense.
Yes.
You know, up until kind of we did, really started to fall in love with Mendoza. They and maybe even still have the best player on offense.
Mm-hmm.
I think that it is still Ohio State's to lose, at least in my opinion. Now we've got 3 games the next day.
Mm-hmm.
First one is going to be an 11 a.m. kickoff, the Capital One Orange Bowl. We're looking at number 5 Oregon, number 4 Texas Tech. And I'm really excited for this one. It's one that I think is pretty evenly matched up. ESPN seems to agree. The predictor gives Texas Tech a 51.6% chance, and Vegas seems to agree as well. The Ducks are only a 1.5-point favorites over the Red Raiders. What about for this one? Who do you like for this one?
I like Oregon in this one, but I think this is going to be probably the game for this aspect, for this round of the playoffs. It's going to be a close one, but I think Oregon pulls it out. I just think they've just got too much speed.
I think it's a weird one that this one is the early game, and maybe that's what contracts with the bowls themselves.
See, because I thought Alabama, Indiana would have been early.
I thought so too.
And I thought this would have been the game that led into the primetime spot.
Well, you're at Hard Rock in Miami.
Yeah.
It's warm there, but obviously you're in the stadium. That's not a dome, I don't believe.
No, it's not.
No,
it's not. It's open.
But it should be pretty nice weather. Looking at the forecast here, 69 degrees according to AccuWeather. At kickoff, should feel nice and warm. Oregon is a team that's been playing predominantly in the cold for a little bit, but Texas Tech, of course, been in nice weather. I'm sure Capital One would have loved to have gotten Miami in this one.
Oh, yes.
But, of course, that would have been a little bit of an unfair advantage. That would be essentially a home game.
Yeah, that would
for the Hurricanes. This one's a coin flip for me. I think I like Oregon a little bit, but it could go either way. And as long as we get a good game, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
2 12-1 teams, 5 versus 4, probably the best, like you said, the best overall matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I'm happy with whoever wins this one. I don't think either of these teams are winning at all, but you never know. After that, at the 3 o'clock window, we've got Alabama and Indiana in the Rose Bowl, presented by Prudential, apparently. Who used to do the Rose Bowl? I can see the logo, but I can't see
that's the thing. I can see the logo because it was like another like insurance type.
And it used to go before it was the Allstate Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
I think.
And then it went Allstate Sugar Bowl.
Yeah.
Stuff after that.
So we've got the Rose Bowl. Coach Otis has got us some breakfast here too.
That's right.
My bad, I didn't know y'all were recording.
You're good, man.
You're good.
So Alabama.
It can be a sponsor endorsement.
I'm so sorry.
We'll call Ronald himself. See if he'll sponsor us on this one. Indiana, though, according to Vegas, is the favorite, 6.5-point favorite. Go ahead, grab your one.
Grab your one, bud.
Over the Crimson Tide. Of course, Indiana had proven themselves 13-0, beat what I thought was the best team in the nation prior to Indiana taking over, and I still still kind of do think Ohio State may be the better team, but record proves against it. I'm going to take the head-to-head over anything, so I'll take that over my own opinion. So Alabama playing the top team in the land, less than a touchdown, plus PAT, underdog. This one's a close one, too. Now, ESPN doesn't think so. Their matchup predictor gives the Hoosiers a 71.4% chance to beat the Tide. I don't think it's that big of a drop in between these two teams there for the 3 o'clock kickoff in Pasadena. Going to be a little bit cooler, 56 degrees, but not cold at all there in California.
Yeah.
What do you like in this?
I like Indiana. I mean, Bama proved to a lot of people that they can finish games.
Yeah.
They proved that they can overcome adversity. They got off to a slow start. They came out. They won, took care of business against Oklahoma. But that was Oklahoma. This is a nasty, nasty Indiana defense. And I'm kind of riding the Cinderella story of Indiana, man. I really, really like it. And so I think Indiana makes a statement with this one.
Yeah.
I really do.
It would be a statement win. Any win in the playoffs is a statement win, but the Indiana team that has been kind of doubted this entire time a little bit, their big statement win, of course, Ohio State, but you beat Alabama too. You're a favorite the rest of the way. There's no doubt about it. I do, and of course I am an Alabama fan, so excuse my bias. I do want to take the Tide. What scares me as an Alabama fan is the heart that Indiana has, and it is. I have never thought that this Alabama team has a lot of heart. I've never once thought that from game one, of course, Florida State, to even the last bowl game where they showed up ready to play. This team has felt a little reactionary at times, and that doesn't really scream heart to me the way that Indiana does. Indiana has been so consistent, and I like Chris Ignati, and I think that he is the real deal. I'm going to go Alabama, maybe just out of belief and for my fellow Alabama fans, but it's going to be a tough one. Indiana is going to play the entire game, and I don't know which Alabama team's going to show up.
Yeah. But the next game, this is where my upset is going to come in with Ole Miss and Georgia.
Number 6, Ole Miss without Lane Kiffin. Number 3, Georgia with a very experienced Kirby Smart. They're in the All-State Sugar Bowl. 7 o'clock. This one is our primetime matchup. 2 12-1 teams. Right now, Georgia is a 6.5-point favorite, just like Indiana. But the matchup predictor by ESPN is a little more favorable toward Ole Miss. Not a whole lot, though. They say Georgia has a 61.1% chance of winning this one. You like Ole Miss.
I like Ole Miss in this one.
And why is that?
Well, one, because I think that what's happened is Pete Golding has proven that he can do this job, that he was the right man. Because a lot of people are like, this was a stupid hire. This was not the right hire. This was just on a emotional hire. But he proved that he can get the job done.
He's got a playoff win. Lane doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's one leg up. And then the other aspect is nobody opted out of the playoffs. Yeah. Nobody has hit the portal. So they're all bought in to Pete Golding. Yeah. And that motivation, I feel, is going to, in turn, be able to help Ole Miss beat Georgia in that aspect. Because here's another thing. Lane hasn't beat Georgia when he was at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So Pete's got a playoff win. What else can he do? If he can do this right here, he's going to look. It's going to be a genius hire.
You want to get people excited for the future. Yeah, you win in New Orleans at the Caesar Superdome there. That'd be a statement second win.
That's going to be a big party house if they get it.
Yeah.
You're already in Party Central.
Yeah, I want that to happen. I would love for that to happen.
I would force those words, not so fast, my friend. Is that where you're going?
I don't think it's going to happen.
You don't think it's going to happen?
I'm going to be rooting for it to happen. I don't think it's going to. I think that it's been a weird year for Ole Miss. I do think they're past all the distractions. They made it past that part. But this has not been, neither of these teams have been unbeatable.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia's just been here a lot. Georgia has the experience. Kirby knows how to prepare for this game. Ole Miss right now is just learning how to prepare for games, So I don't know. I like Georgia in this one. I don't want Georgia to win. I want it to be Ole Miss. I'd love for Ole Miss to win it all. I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have to, if I'm being honest, I'm going to have to take Georgia in this one. But you guarantee if Ole Miss wins, I'll be celebrating. I think that would be awesome. I just don't feel it in my gut just yet.
We can't celebrate too much because we got to go to work next day.
We do have to go to work the next day. Now, the winner of Oregon and Texas Tech, Alabama, Indiana, of course, will meet in the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl for the semifinal game, as well as the winner of Ole Miss, Georgia, and the winner of Miami, Ohio State will go to the Verbo Fiesta Bowl there in Arizona. That's going to be a big one. Those games are going to be on January 8th, January 9th, respectively. Both of those will be primetime games, 6:30 kickoffs. Before we get to the championship game all the way at the end of the month, of January 19th. I guess more toward the middle, but man, that's
a long season.
That's NFL playoff time. It's a long season, long year. It's getting longer every extension. But we'll be with you to break down those matchups every week leading into it. All right, let's see where we're at time-wise. We're about 12 minutes, so that should be about perfect. No Maddie's Minute this week. Maddie still getting over that little sickness you said.
Yeah, we've got everybody in our house is pretty much down with this flu.
Yeah, she's quarantined with you.
Yeah, she's quarantined with me because she's on the other side of it.
Yeah.
And her youngest brother, he just finished the run, and he still looks in color, so maybe he's over the hump of it as well. So,
well, good deal. Hopefully so.
But she'll be back at the first year. She's eager to come back.
Well, good. We're excited to have her back. Well, when we come back, we're going to look at that NFL slate. Maybe we should hold it and go ahead and knock out the NFL slate. So when we come back, we can go ahead and get some coaches.
Yeah.
But I don't want to hold them too long. So actually, we're gonna hold off on this next break. We're gonna get to it. But let's go ahead and look at the NFL slate real quick for the weekend, and we'll talk. We've talked a good bit already about those games this week already, but we may look back at it. So week 17, we are currently in. On Christmas Day, we had Dallas at Washington, Detroit at Minnesota, and Denver at Kansas City. We've already talked a good bit about that Kansas City game, that Detroit game. That Dallas game ended up being a final 30-23. That was an early 12 o'clock kickoff there on Netflix. Do you like the Netflix product they put out for games? Something about it feels cheap to me. I don't know what it is.
It's kind of like the same way because to me, I kind of felt that same way when they took over the WWE Raw and stuff because I watched a couple just to see how the product would be different.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just it's El Cheapo.
Yeah, I don't know what it is either. I can't put my finger on it. I don't
do
like
not
the
like
scorebug. The scorebug looks weird. I don't like it. And I think there's less graphics and stats and stuff that come up, I think. And I don't know. There's just something about the quality of it that I don't like.
I mean, I really feel that they're going to regret the purchases that they've done in the partnership here with ESPN because I feel that with the money that they put out, it should be a lot better quality.
Yeah.
And this, to me, could be a sign as well that Paramount might end up winning in the bidding war and stuff. So,
a little update on that. It looks like Warner Brothers have rejected Paramount's. Now, yes, so they rejected the bid. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean it's over. There could be some strings pulled and whatnot. But they have said, no, we want to go with Netflix's deal. We're continuing with that. Now, of course, government still sign off on it. Jared Kushner is directly involved, which, of course, is Trump's son-in-law.
Yeah.
Is directly involved with the Paramount purchase, so he wants that. So maybe some strings are pulled there. I don't know. But as of right now, the Paramount deal, according to Warner Brothers, is dead.
That person needs to be fired. I mean, you're turning down that buttload of money.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
As of now, anything could change. But as of right now, Warner Brothers is headed toward Netflix. But that has to be signed off. We'll keep up with it. It's kind of at a stalemate for a few months, probably. But we'll get there in time. But yeah, I don't love that. And maybe my opinion of the Netflix brand in general of their line of games is tarnished about how bad they were at first with crashes and streams. It seems like they find a lot of that stuff out. Man, I don't know. I'd really like Prime though. I like the Prime.
So the Prime's a good.
They have they have my favorite product out there.
Yeah.
And I hate that I have to pay for Prime to get it. I already paid for Prime, but still, I hate that's another thing. But their after show, I think, is fantastic. I love their post game show. I really like the stuff. So, hey there. You look pretty good to finish running. You know, running? Wow. Okay. Well, these guys are in shape, I guess. But tomorrow, we've got a few games as well. We've got Houston at the Chargers. Now, if Houston wins or loses, that is good for the Colts.
Yes.
Good for Phillip Rivers. If they win, Colts are eliminated, I believe.
Yes.
Regardless of what the Colts do. So, if you're a Colts fan or a Rivers fan, you are pulling for the Chargers tomorrow. Baltimore and Green Bay have the primetime game on Saturday. If Baltimore wins, their chances stay alive at least for another day. If they lose, they are out. They are eliminated as well.
And I don't look very promising for Baltimore.
Especially if Lamar Jackson is out, as it seems he will be. Sunday, taking a quick look at some of the games here. We have Pittsburgh and Cleveland. If Pittsburgh wins that game, they are in. Ravens are eliminated regardless of what they do. Jacksonville at Colts. If Colts are alive by Sunday, then they got to win that game, or they are also eliminated.
The Expos had a heck of a year.
Yeah, they have. They've kind of snuck up there too.
Because I wasn't very big on their head coach hire.
Yeah,
I was not big. I was like,
he's had a great first year. Really,
this cat is a different breed.
Tampa Bay needs to win at Miami, and Carolina, it's in their best interest if they win as well. Now, they're not dead if they lose, but if they want to clinch, they can do that with a win as well. So
Now, their coach, in my opinion, is making a play for Coach of the Year.
yes, he
I mean,
absolutely.
how he's turned them around. And the things that he's done with Bryce Young, too. I mean, gosh, buddy, it's been great.
We have what maybe the most entertaining game of the day. We've got the Eagles at Bills. That's 3:25 kickoff.
Mm-hmm.
And then we've got primetime for Sunday night, Chicago at 49ers.
That's going to be a good
That's
game.
going to be a great game.
Really, really good one.
Then Monday Night Football, we've got the Rams at the Falcons. Kind of a meaningless game, but there'll still be some interest in that one, I guess.
Yeah, because Falcons, Raheem Morris, he's going to feel like he's coaching for his job.
Well, tickets, you can go to that one for as low as $49, but it's not the cheapest game of the weekend.
No.
You can go to Arizona and the Bengals on Sunday for $14. Get in the door. It's hard to beat that. That's cheaper than a hot dog in that stadium. Pretty wild history there. I think I went to a Titans game a couple years ago for like $8.
I went to a Falcons game. It was Falcons and Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger was still playing. Mike Smith was the coach of the Falcons. And I had some really, really good seats on the lower level that I got for 20 seats.
It's crazy.
I mean,
and it's the Big Ben. I know it's probably toward the tail end there.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, got to see him, Julio Jones.
Oh, man. Yeah. Big Julio fan.
Matt Ryan.
All right. Well, now let's take a break. And when we come back, we're going to sit down with some Jasper wrestling, either coaches or wrestlers, and talk to them, see how they're feeling after that run there. Maybe eat a biscuit or two.
Yeah.
And then wrap it up after that. So we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, folks. This is Greg Anson with North Country Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in beautiful Arab and Jasper, Alabama, bringing you the biggest competition between the Chrysler store and the Ford store all year long. Our teams are teaming up to save you thousands of dollars. We've actually put the teams together, and they're in a competition to see who brings home the trophy. So in conjunction with the Chrysler Wrap Up the Year sales event, we are giving the biggest discounts of the year. It is our Wrapping Up the Year sales event, and the only way that we're going to win this competition against Ford is if you show up to save the thousands of dollars. Top dollar for your trade and 0% financing and the lowest payments possible. For instance, a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee discounted over $12,000. Drive it home for $29,999. Used cars as low as only $49,999. That's the kind of savings that you're going to get when you buy from the Chrysler store at North Country Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Arab and Jasper. Check us out on the web at NorthAlabamaCars.com. I'll see you soon.
Hey guys, this is Ashley Anthony coming to you from North Country Ford in beautiful Arab and Jasper, Alabama. Guys, I know you just heard my better half say that there's a big competition. Well, let me tell you what team you want to be part of. You want to be part of Ashley's Ford team. The number one selling truck in the world is the Ford F-150, and the number one place to buy your vehicle is from Ashley. Make sure you ask for Ashley's team. Guys, don't listen to what he said. I'll give you the biggest discounts, the most money for your trade, and the best buying experience you ever had. Y'all come make the short drive to Arab or Jasper, Alabama, and I promise you'll be glad you did. Make sure that you ask for Ashley's team because that's the winning team. Nobody wants to be on my better half's losing team, right? Y'all make the short drive to Arab or Jasper, Alabama, where I promise you'll drive a little and save a lot. Or check us out on the web at northalabamacars.com. And as he says, but I say it better, I'll see you soon.
You're listening to The Game Managers on WJLX 101.5.
And we are back. We have got guys that have finished up our run here. We've got two of our wrestlers. Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Liam. I'm Keanu Anderson.
All right. And so, how was the run this morning?
Great.
It was great?
Yeah, it was great. Just listening to music, jamming out. There you go. Finished my 5 miles and ate a biscuit.
I disagree with him. It was awful. I didn't at all.
Did either of you throw up at all?
No.
Okay. So y'all.
Almost.
I sweated a lot. But.
Yeah. Well, talk a little bit about the season so far, guys. I mean, I know y'all have a dense schedule. You know, y'all are either at a match every day or wrestling or out here practicing every day. Tell me about how the season's gone so far. Kind of what your takes been so far.
It's been going good for me. Good record so far. Just been giving it my all out in practice and in tournaments, and I've been placing, so that's good. I give thanks to my partner. He pushes me every day.
It's awesome.
But let's just say I've enjoyed these past 2 days because no free time.
Needed a break. How about you?
Hopefully we can go to the region duels and win it all. And then
Got one more tournament left.
one more tournament, and then we all place at state this year.
Yeah. We hope so. Yeah, we're gonna keep up with it too, and definitely be around and get some film and stuff as well.
I'll let these two guys introduce themselves.
I'm Ryan Benefield.
I'm White Brigade.
All right. So, how was the run this morning? Because we saw y'all be able to kind of finish up a little early. So, how was it? Phenomenal.
It wasn't that bad. It's cold out here a little bit, so
Yeah.
all the sweat, and, but it's not bad.
Well, tell us some of your favorite moments, or if you have a specific moment from this season so far.
Beating a couple higher ranked guys than me, especially as an underdog.
Yeah.
Beating like higher ranked people definitely.
Okay.
Wrestling the kid actually ranked.
Okay.
Oh, that's always a big deal. It's a good evaluator to see what you can work on.
Yeah.
It's not as well.
Two good answers. Yeah.
And we are back with another set of wrestlers that has completed the 5K run. I'll let them introduce themselves.
Jeremy Franks, Neil Pendley.
All right. So, guys, how was the run this morning?
It was all right. It was a little tiring, but we made it through it. So I honestly felt great. I felt like I flew that run.
You did? All right. Yeah, you kind of got done pretty quick and stuff, too. Now, I also know, and I've been told this, Jeremy, I've been told that you do a lot of good impersonations. You have one in mind.
You do one, Chris Burger.
That's not true. Yeah.
What does he say? Something. I feel like he just called me dumb a lot. Stupid. Yeah. Oh, I can't impersonate him.
Let's say you just walk in, you just pass by. What's he saying to you?
And you're like, Jeremy, why did your face look like that? What's up with your hair? That's immediately what he says to me every single day, something on my face.
Okay, what about Coach Morgan?
Coach Morgan? There's a lot of things. First thing he would say, like, if he sees us, he just says, hell to me. It's like, fuck crap at you. They don't like the first. I think first thing he would see Coach Morgan, first thing he would say would be, do your dips and pull ups, or yell at you. Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
Now, you notice they keep looking over my shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
They're listening so they can see which way do I need to run to get away and stuff. And we are back to be able to wrap up this episode of our podcast. And we've got the brains behind our wrestling program here with us in Coach Otis and Coach Morgan. So, Coach, explain to our viewers what this run is for these guys today.
Coach Moore, I'll let you take that one.
Ever since I started coaching now with have my guys run, trying to pick the worst time for them to run. Bye-bye. And the worst time is right after Christmas, the day after Christmas. Okay? And they don't want to run, they're in the Christmas spirit, whatever the heck else, but this snaps it back to reality because it's the middle of the wrestling season. Come January, it's moving times, and people are starting to get ranked. And this is where you see the toughest competition. This is when that desire builds up. So you got to get back in focus after the holiday. So you always use this as that word of motivator.
Yeah, this is a real tough time because it's like the feasting season, right? So everybody gets to eat, everybody gets to enjoy. But we got, unfortunately, some of our guys have a weight class that they have to maintain. The good thing about Christmas, though, is they get +2, which is awesome. +2 on their weight class, so they allow a little bit of a growth allowance there. But, you've eaten a bunch on Christmas and Christmas Eve. You've had all that cake and all that extra goodies. We got to get it back in control.
Sure.
Right.
That's right. Talk a little bit about the season so far, kind of any big accomplishments we've hit. I know that a couple of weeks ago, I believe it was, we were up to rank 9th. Talk a little bit about the season so far and then what's coming up ahead.
Realistically, we're a pretty young team overall. And so the fact that we have performed up to the standards that we have, we placed 4th at the Gardner Invitational. We placed 4th at Helen's tournament this past weekend, and we actually won the tournament in Mississippi. We just got a bunch of young guys who are wrestling really hard. And I think at the beginning of the season, or maybe this summer, if you would have asked me about it, I would have said that this is kind of a rebuilding year. But the guys have wrestled incredibly well. We've like you said, we made it into the team ranking somehow. And hopefully, we host the region duels on January 3rd. And the big competition there is definitely Garfield and North Jordan. So if we can, somehow squeeze into the top 2 of that, we can continue on the duels. So it's been a great season so far. It's been a great half, and hopefully we can continue to push it so these guys can get to some of their goals.
Yeah, the thing that really kind of sticks out to me for us as we kind of approach the halfway point is these guys are so much better. They are a good group of guys. We have optional practices and stuff. They show up, just like when you see right here, this run and everything. Everybody's showing up that's healthy. Some of them may not even be healthy, but they want to be here because they want to get better. And that to me is just something that makes our job a lot easier. It makes it a lot more fun to be able to show up to practice and to be able to work because they want to be able to push themselves.
What are we most looking forward to? We don't want to ever get too far ahead, but sort of as we are heading into second semester, what are some things that we are looking forward to this upcoming season?
Well, like I said, we host the region duels. So wrestling's kind of a weird sport where you have kind of multiple opportunities to win state championships as teams. You've got the duel where your whole team can advance and wrestle other teams. And then you have the individual part where they're put into a single bracket. And so the region duels just kind of gives us an idea. That's the team aspect of it. So if we can place top 2 there, then we can move on. They put us in a bracket, and we'll have a chance to compete for a state championship in the duels, which we won a few years back. So that's kind of the next goal right now. Once we kind of get through the next 2-3 weeks, then we'll start to focus on the individual part of it where that's on the brackets. So really, we're doing our best to peak in January. We want to continue to grow, continue to get better there. That way, when sectionals and state hit, then our guys are ready to go, put themselves in the best position to place or win a state championship.
And that kind of lines up with what some of those guys were saying when we were asking how are they feeling at this point in the season. They were like, we keep feeling better, which is obviously ideal for trying to peak toward January. So we're excited for it, man. I know we've got a lot coming up. And I know that you guys have got a lot of preparing to do, and I know that you probably got places you want to be other than here as well too. But Coach, thank you so much for coming on the show with us and hopping on and talking a little bit, catch us up with Jasper Wrestling, and hopefully we can do it again next few weeks or so.
Great. Thank you for having us.
Oh yeah, thank you guys. All right, we'll be right back in just a moment.
Hello, folks. This is Greg Anson with North Country Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in beautiful Arab and Jasper, Alabama, bringing you the biggest competition between the Chrysler store and the Ford store all year long. Our teams are teaming up to save you thousands of dollars. We've actually put the teams together, and they're in a competition to see who brings home the trophy. So, in conjunction with the Chrysler Wrap Up the Year sales event, we are giving the biggest discounts of the year. It is our Wrapping Up the Year sales event, and the only way that we're going to win this competition against Ford is if you show up to save the thousands of dollars. Top dollar for your trade and 0% financing and the lowest payments possible. For instance, a 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee discounted over $12,000. Drive it home for $29,999. Used cars as low as only $49,999. That's the kind of savings that you're going to get when you buy from the Chrysler store at North Country Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Arab and Jasper. Check us out on the web at northalabamacars.com. I'll see you soon.
Hey guys, this is Ashley Anthony coming to you from North Country Ford in beautiful Arab and Jasper, Alabama. Guys, I know you just heard my better half say that there's a big competition. Well, let me tell you what team you want to be part of. You want to be part of Ashley's Ford team. The number one selling truck in the world is the Ford F-150, and the number one place to buy your vehicle is from Ashley. Make sure you ask for Ashley's team. Guys, don't listen to what he said. I'll give you the biggest discounts, the most money for your trade, and the best buying experience you ever had. Y'all come make the short drive to Arab or Jasper, Alabama, and I promise you, you'll be glad you did. Make sure that you ask for Ashley's team because that's the winning team. Nobody wants to be on my better half's losing team, right? Y'all make the short drive to Arab or Jasper, Alabama, where I promise you, you'll drive a little and save a lot. Or check us out on the web at northalabamacars.com. And as he says, but I say it better, I'll see you soon.
You're listening to The Game Managers on WJLX 101.5.
And we are back on The Game Managers. We're going to quickly go through our weird news of the week before wrapping it up. And Patrick, Christmas is the time of giving, and nobody loves to give to anything more than the government.
That's right.
That's what we all love.
Yeah.
This man is 86 years old. He was fined over $300 for littering because he spit out a leaf that blew into his mouth. Roy Marsh ended up paying a lesser amount, luckily, but I'm going to give you the story. Roy Marsh, 86, was in Lincolnshire, England earlier this year when he spit out a leaf that blew into his mouth, leading to a fine. He says, in quotes, "As I was sitting there, a gale blew a big reed into my mouth. I spat it out, and just as I got up to walk away, two enforcement officers came up to me." Marsh told the outlet that one of the officers told him they saw him spitting on the floor, which led to the elderly man calling the local enforcer a silly boy. It was all unnecessary and out of proportion. They he ended up receiving a fine of $334.50. It was later reduced to $200. The man paid the latter. Ridiculous.
Wow. That's ridiculous.
That's somebody just being a jerk to be a jerk. How about this Christmas story, though? This woman has suffered a dangerous kick. Now, Patrick, I'm sure Ezra Baptist may not have necessarily the budget to have live camels at your.
No, we've got some people though that have farms, but I don't think they have any camels. We might can get some goats in there. Well, that's about it.
You may be glad that's the case because this one mega church, they had their Christmas spectacular and decided to walk their crowd of animals across in front of the stands.
Mm-hmm.
One camel got a little close and kicked a woman while it was being led down a narrow aisle by a performer. The woman can be seen in the video slumping sideways in the pew before onlookers rushed to her aid, knocked her out cold. The church has since said they will no longer be having camels very close to the audience, which that seems like that should have been the case.
Yeah, that would have been common sense not to do in the first place.
But there's video of this. You can actually watch this. We won't put it up on the screen because I don't know the rights to any of this, but you should go in and watch it. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, a camel
in the head. And last one, Patrick, everybody's got their own Christmas traditions.
Mm-hmm.
Some people's are a little more different than others. Many people have unique Christmas traditions to make their celebrations more festive. Some do it for cultural reasons, while others have simply found a way to add eccentricity to their Yuletide practices. But this woman discovered her new fiance was a bit odd. I'm going to read you verbatim what she wrote in a post. "This year, I celebrated Christmas with my fiance's family for the first time. before we went to my fiance's parents' house, my fiance warned me that his parents usually come short the amount of food they cook for Christmas dinner. And that there's often not enough for everyone. So that would annoy me already, but it's the in-laws. First time you look past it. What I didn't expect though was to be expected to participate in the family's weird tradition. Apparently, they have a long-standing tradition where instead of drawing straws, they'll throw all their underwear in a bin and then take turns wearing a blindfold, drawing a pair of underwear from the pile and drawing the smallest pair that correlates to drawing the smallest straw. I'd never heard of this tradition, so I felt blindsided. Right before Christmas dinner, my fiance's mom yelled that it was time to pull the straws to decide the order of who got to plate up their food first, in case there wasn't enough for everyone. At first, I thought the family was joking when they announced this, so I laughed, which made my fiance get real defensive. I volunteered to get my food last. Like, I'll go last and I'm taking my drawers off. So I wouldn't have to participate, but my fiance just got more annoyed and asked me just to try to be a bit more agreeable. The whole thing was just kind of weirding me out, so I called an Uber and went home. Now things are real tense between me and my fiance. He now says I made a bad impression by acting like I was too good for their family tradition. I'd be too good for that too. First of all, I'm not taking my drawers off, and I'm not touching anybody else's.
Nick, this is probably one of the few times you hear me say this. I'm speechless.
Would you? I would also call an Uber. I don't know that I would leave, but I wouldn't participate.
I wouldn't participate. I would have done what she did. Like, look, I'll just go last.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
Maybe feign an illness.
Yeah.
Get out of there.
And then try to smooth things over with the in-laws.
If you want to, that may be a deal.
That, and if he gets mad, look, I tell her like, look, here's the engagement ring back and stuff. And
I can't do this.
Yeah, I mean, that's not going to be a tradition for you and your fiance, is it?
I don't plan on it. No. Well, thank you everyone for listening. I know that it's the day after Christmas. Everybody's catching their breath. We appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule to hang out with us and talk some ball and learn a little bit about Jasper wrestling and everything else that went on today. Thank you also to North Country Ford for being a sponsor. If you'd like to become a sponsor, you can do so by joining, by just messaging us on the Facebook page or either of our personal pages, or give us an email at gamemanagerspod@gmail.com. or message WJLX1015 on Facebook.
And we can come and do like what we're doing right here. We can do a live cast out at your local business, restaurant, whatever the case may be. Or if you just want a viewer that just wants to sponsor just because you enjoyed the podcast, hey, we may come to your house and do it in the front lawn.
That's right. Now, if you're looking for a home church or somewhere to just hear the good word, Patrick is over there at Ezra Baptist Church. He will give you a great sermon, and he'll be happy to have any new faces in there as well.
Right. That's right. We've had some sickness going around, but we've had a lot of good turnout and stuff for the Christmas season. And as we finished up Advent, we're going to be talking about New Year, new traditions. A lot of people do New Year's resolutions, and we're going to kind of challenge the church to be the church in the community and be able to get out and serve others. And so we're going to kind of be talking about that and what the good word has to say about it.
Well, that's great to hear. And now next week, it'll be our first episode of 2026.
That's right.
Yeah.
It'll be a new year.
We'll have another round of playoff games under our belts, and we'll be looking forward to the next ones. So be sure to tune in to that. And, of course, Maddie will be back with us as well to do Maddie's Minutes.
We'll be back at work.
And we'll be back at work. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We hope you have a happy holiday season. Merry Christmas. And we will see you all after the new year.
That's right.
Blue 42! Blue 42! Hut! Hike!
Thank you for listening to The Game Managers. Like the show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at TGM Pod. Until next week, goodbye, adios, and sayonara.